Thursday. What's going on, fellas? Good morning to you. Hopefully you're doing well on this great Thursday morning. Appreciate you starting off that morning with me here. You've got your breakfast, you've got your sports, and now we can settle on into some sports betting talk as well. Let's make sure we, of course, recap what happened yesterday, and then we'll dive on into today's action when we're at the top of the hour live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll be joined by the Hockey Squirrel, where we get to preview today's MLB slate, smaller slate on a Thursday, but some great betting spots. We'll talk all the way through it, talk about every single game, and of course give you guys picks and leans along the way. Starting with that recap from yesterday, though, where we earned the right to go ahead and ring that cash register after a 2-1 day and picking up plus 1.25 units. So after a successful Tuesday, successful Wednesday, almost climbed back up out of the hole, look to continue that climb today and be on the positive side when we lay our head down tonight. What were some of those wins, though, from yesterday? How about that Reds on the F5 team total, taking on Drew Smiley now for the third time this season? Just a bad matchup, so far this season. Combined with the Reds is how good they do hit left-handers. That bet cashed in the third inning. They get 2 in the first and add on the winning run there in the second inning. So a nice no-sweat cash at plus 120. You love to see plus money bets come through nice and early for you, and that's what that one right did. Then we double-dipped on Kikuchi there. He was going on the Baltimore Orioles, and you just got to give him credit. He was like kind of successful earlier on, and while the Orioles were getting to him, I even thought there was a chance there in that fifth inning when they were getting to him there, and then even the sixth inning when he was brought back out there. You get the leadoff single, and they just probably needed like maybe one more hit. Would have probably knocked him out of that game, and they would have gone to the bullpen. But they didn't get that hit. He's able to settle down a little bit in that sixth inning and just keep getting outs and going over 16.5 outs. But in the process, he did give us a plus money cash. How about staying under 6.5 strikeouts at plus 105? So hit 2 plus money bets on the day, go 2-1, and pick up over a unit at plus 1.25 units. Love to see it right there. So hit that like button if you were part of those cashes yesterday. Let me know what was maybe your favorite play of those 3 yesterday. And then when you're also dropping in a comment, let me know what you're feeling today in terms of today's MLB action. Maybe your favorite money line today. Maybe your favorite dog. What's your favorite prop, player, or game prop? Let me know down in the comments section. Don't forget today to go along with the payoff pitch live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll roll right into pretty much immediately after the payoff pitch. We'll go in our Premier League season preview with Matt. He'll be joining me this season for the 3rd or 4th straight year. We'll be teaming up, talking Premier League every single week, and it'll start off tonight, or today, I should say, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where we do our season-long preview, kind of like just what we did last year, where we kind of go through the teams, talk about their transfers, both in and out, how they've improved. And then, of course, after we talk all teams in the transfer window, we'll hit you with some season-long predictions. Who's going to make European football, both Champions League and obviously Europa League spots? Who's going to get relegated? And who can you expect to be the champion at the end of the season? And we'll also let you know the Golden Boot. Is anybody going to be able to top Holland in that Golden Boot? Find out at 12 p.m. Eastern Time today. 12 p.m. Eastern Time today. That being said, I haven't heard from Matt yet today. I'm certainly not going to do it alone. Nobody wants to hear me run my mouth for an hour straight. I imagine that would be boring for me and certainly boring, for the viewers as well. So hopefully he does message me back. He's got a full-time job. I'm hoping he's just busy and hasn't quite had a chance to get back to me. And, we're still on pace. We were on pace last night, so I'm just going to assume that he's just been busy this morning with his job, and we will still go at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So would be really gutted to have to cancel that today, but I think Matt's going to go ahead and do it. So let me know in the comment section, fellas. Let me know again in the comment section what you guys are feeling today. We've had 3 bets on Tuesday, 3 bets on Wednesday. Yeah, it's going to be another 3 bets today. That being said, I actually tried to find a 4th bet, and I really couldn't find a 4th bet on this MLB slate. I think we've got 3 good bets on the MLB slate, but of course, always don't want to force the action and just couldn't quite find more than 3. So we'll just roll with 3 bets again today. I've tweeted a couple of them already on Twitter. I'm on JP Sears under 16.5 outs, JP Sears under 16.5 outs, and also on Cubs F5 team total. Cubs F5 team total. Let's see what that JP Sears line is at right now. Curious if that is still at 16.5 or maybe it's fallen to 15.5. Okay, so it's gotten a lot juicier. I gave it out at minus 125. It's now minus 155, so you can still grab it at under 16.5 ounce. The juice is headed towards the direction of that'll soon become 15.5. Player props move, quicker obviously than other lines, so it won't take much more money coming in on that under for that to go to 15.5. So if you're interested in tailing that one, make sure you hop on it now so you can get 16.5 outs. You saw yesterday what the Dodgers did to the left-hander Logan Harris. Obviously, J.P. Sears is also another left-hander, and they're in a good spot right now and expect to chase him well before 16.5 outs is completed. So that's how we'll roll there, and I assume that Cubs F5 team total, I gave it out at minus 125. I'm going to look right now. It's probably generally around there. It's all the way up to minus 150. Whoa, all the way up to minus 150. So the two bets I've tweeted, we are definitely on the right side of that one. That one's about to go to 3.5. On DraftKings, minus 150. It'll go to minus 160, and then it rolls to the next number. So it's only got a little bit more to go before you see the juice at 160, and then it goes ahead and becomes over 3.5. So lock that one in too now if you're interested. Lock that one in now as well. Hopefully you guys are doing well, feeling good. Thursday. Woo! Premier League talk today. I was just talking with Steven. You guys know Steven. He's in the comment section from time to time on these lives. I was talking with Steven about NFL. We were kind of going back and forth on my 5 favorite NFL future player props video. And then after that, this, kind of back and forth, we got into just kind of the season. He's a Titans fan. He lives down in Nashville. He's actually a season ticket holder of the Tennessee Titans. Great guy there, Steven. So just enjoyed talking NFL, getting the juices flowing. Obviously, NFL is back tonight. Told the wife about that. And she's like, who's playing? I mean, does it matter? you know what I mean? It's the Jets and the Browns, but at the end of the day, does it matter? Am I going to watch third-string players go at it? Yeah, I'm going to watch dudes that won't even be on an NFL roster, and call it 3 weeks. I'm going to watch them go do battle tonight. It's the NFL. It's back. Will I be betting it? Of course not. I don't bet on, second and third-string guys. I would never bet on something where you don't know playing time for the players. So not betting it, but sitting back, enjoy it. I want to see this Jets team, and obviously game 1 of the preseason is not the end-all be-all, but their defense is strong. Defense was a top defense last year. If that offense, can come out of the gate, not stumbling, it can, come out of the gate, strong. That's gonna be a very strong team because the defense will be strong again. I could really care less if they add Dalvin Cook, but I think that's mostly my just general feeling on the running back position that I think most of you guys, know of. And Dalvin Cook will not move the needle an inch for him. What moves the needle is obviously bringing in Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson go to the bench. So if you add Rodgers to a great defense, which they had a great defense last year, no guarantee it's going to carry over to this season, but that team is certainly poised, to make some noise. So look forward to watching that game. Browns will be terrible. Deshaun Watson's not anything all that special. That defense has, on paper, been looking good for the past 3 seasons, right? They've got that good defensive line with Clowney and Myles Garrett, but it just hasn't clicked in Cleveland. I think, for the past couple decades. So we'll see what they're up to tonight. But the NFL is back, baby. We are back with the NFL. Love to see it right there. Let me know if you guys betting tonight's game. Who's betting tonight's game? I even know we got some Jets fans in here. I remember Corey and Lee, I think, from last NFL season, if I recall correctly. Corey and Lee are both, I want to say they're both Jets fans. I know Lee is. I definitely remember Lee being a Jets fan, 100%. If something tells me Corey also is a Jets fan as well. So getting the juices flowing, boys. I don't know when the Bills play their first preseason game. I imagine the weekend after next, but I'm not sure. Let's see what we got here on our payoff pitch notes. See what we got, boys. What we got here, boys? What we got? We got some great looking bets. What's your favorite underdog today, fellas? Favorite underdog today. What's your favorite underdog today? Let me know, boys. Let me know. All right, let's go ahead and drop down this recap. We're starting to cook here a little bit. Anthony, what's up, my man? You took the under in Jets Browns. I think that is the play. That is, high probability that both of these offenses, need time to get going, and certainly even the Jets offense, even potentially more time to get going because there's so much new on that side of the ball. So I think taking the under in week 1 of the preseason is probably a valuable option, and I think maybe even taking it again in week 3 is also a viable option when you're resting all your starters in the final preseason game. So I like it. Oh, yeah, and of course, Baltimore, Anthony. Yeah, you bring up the one thing. I remember the tweets last year from DraftKings Twitter account was it they either like win all the games or they cover all the spread in the preseason? I can't remember what the Ravens do, but whatever they do in the preseason, like they don't lose or they definitely don't lose in the preseason. They may even, if I'm recalling the tweet, like they may even like cover the spread every damn time. Obviously, John Harbaugh takes that shit a lot more serious than every other damn team out there. Matt's telling me you can get the Ravens at plus 145. Oh, are we talking about Baltimore Orioles as our dog of the day? Is that what we're chiming in now with? So you took the under in football, Anthony, and now you're saying your favorite dog is the Baltimore Orioles. Okay. And it looks like we've got Matt coming in an agreement with you. I hear you. Orioles win the first 2 games. They lose last night against the left-hander Kikuchi. Definitely a little bit of a surprise, obviously based on the bets that I have. And now you're saying Orioles plus 145. Gosman's tough, man. Gosman is tough. And now you got Jack Flaherty for the Orioles. Like, he sucks, man. I mean, that's the best the Orioles can do in a playoff race. You want to upgrade. Like, you couldn't get Dylan Cease from the White Sox. The White Sox looked like they were in the mood to trade every goddamn player they had. You couldn't get Dylan Cease. You get Jack Flaherty. He's terrible. I don't know if I could quite go to the Orioles. I would say if you like the Orioles, I would say the over 10 is probably an easy, or the over 8 at minus 110 is an easy one. If you honestly think they're going to hit Kevin Gausman, which nobody says they can't, but Gausman's tough, as you know, and he's going to strike. He's going to strike you out. He's going to get about 8 or so strikeouts. I bet his line is either 6.5 or 7.5. Let's take a look at that. His line's at 6.5, minus 150. Yeah, I would probably take over 8 if you guys like the Orioles. If you guys are honestly expecting them to hit Gausman, which again, nobody says they can't. I think they're scuffling a touch versus right-handers. They've been scuffling. And they're up to 228 on the batting average. Their weighted runs created is only 88, and they're striking out 26.5%. Those numbers are numbers where Gausman can have a day on an offense that's hitting like that versus right-hander. So, yeah, good luck. It's been a great series. I guess with the Blue Jays winning last night, it's kind of gone a little bit back and forth now. See if Orioles can win the series, or maybe it'll be a push 2-2. So, yeah. Yeah, you guys meant the Orioles. It takes me a little bit going, man. The coffee, you get it in you, but it takes a little bit to start actually working. I'm not betting against the Orioles. They're always undervalued. I mean, that's true. This game I probably would bet the Blue Jays. Now, I'm not doing it at minus 162, so I'd probably just lay off altogether, or I'd probably just pivot to the over 8. We know the Orioles bullpen. Or it's Blue Jays. I'm looking at the numbers right now. It remains a top 10 bullpen. That bullpen's really good. That bullpen is really, really good. Yeah, I don't know, fellas. I'd probably just be on the over 8 a little bit more. What else you guys got? I love the questions. I love when we're firing away questions and comments and leans, and we can help you maybe turn those leans into bets or maybe avoid bets. And hell, that's just as good as winning a bet is avoiding a losing bet. So, yeah, fire it on in the comments section, boys. Obviously, I'll give my opinion on every game coming up here in rapid fire. Let's see if Matt's actually messaged me back. I'm not getting nervous, but you can probably tell a little bit from my voice. I am kind of getting a little nervous. But I'm just hoping he's just busy at his day job. Is what I'm hoping. That would be good. So, and I really can't. If we do that show today, I just cannot wait to talk Premier League today. But we're going to do it. He's going to be there. All right, boys. Let's get on into this. Let's see what we got here. What do you guys like today? We got pitchers in new spots today. You guys have mentioned the Orioles. Obviously, Jack Flaherty's pitching for the new spot for a new today. You got Scherzer today against the White Sox. That's a new face and a new name. And then the other one there was another one. Flaherty. Maybe that one. Oh, yeah, Lorenzen, the all-star pitcher for the Phillies. So they're able to pluck up an all-star pitcher there in Philadelphia. Now they're going to take on the Marlins. And look, that is exactly what Matt is asking about. Thoughts on the first game of the day, Phillies, Marlins. I've got that, Matt, in the second innings of my notes there on the payoff pitch. I've got Phillies on the money line. I'm looking here at DraftKings. I'm not price shopping, but they're asking you to pay minus 122. you've seen in this series that late inning drama seems to be happening. But that being said, at least today, you're getting the All-Star and Lorenzen versus Johnny Cueto. You get a big advantage from the starting pitching. You get an All-Star up against Cueto, who's beyond a journeyman. This guy's damn near played for every team, it feels like, in the MLB. So from an offensive standpoint, the Marlins haven't seen Lorenzen, so you figure there's a little bit of advantage there. The Phillies do have good amount of experience up against Johnny Cueto. And then the bullpen, you can say on paper, that there may be a slight advantage for Philadelphia, but the way this series is played out with each team coming back late and then last night having, the extra innings, on paper, the Phillies, they hold a good to decent advantage from the bullpen. I'm getting the offensive advantage, and I'm getting, the hitting advantage, and I'm getting the All-Star Michael Lorenzen, minus 122. I take the Phillies, and that's what I plan on talking about there in the second inning today on the payoff pitch. So I'm on the Phillies today. Flaherty did well against Toronto previously. Oh, well, that doesn't bode well for doing well today. Usually you don't get twice. I must have missed that. Based on the price, sometimes the price of a game will instantly kind of just get you to skip it from your handicapping, like Jays minus 162. Not interested in that. Oh, he went up against the Jays the first start of the season, man. Not saying that, you're wrong, Anthony, but that was way back on April 1st. He did pitch 5 innings of shutout ball. He ain't going to do that again this time. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to happen. He ain't going 5 innings shutout ball. Yeah, I'll be curious. I don't think he's going to perform well. I mean, he's not on a good stretch, right? His last 3 outings. He's only had 1 quality start in his last 3, and that's against the Nationals, who you don't generally bet them against right-handers. You kind of just stay away. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But you're right. I mean, he did do really well against them Mercy. You like the Phillies today too? Sweet. Let's get it. All right, let me go grab ourselves a squirrel. We'll come on back here in 3 minutes at the top of the hour. Let's talk every single game and try and help you guys out. Hang tight, fellas. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on to today's episode here of the Payoff Pitch, where we're live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, previewing the day's MLB slate with the Hockey Squirrel. I'm, of course, Jason, powered by Bet Openly. There's a link down in this video description. Hop on over to Bet Openly. You'll win more and lose less with Bet Openly. Hey, you'll also win more with Hockey Squirrel. What's up, man?
Hey, not too much. I don't know. Not too much to say today.
Okay.
Shouldn't have anything prepared for
Quick hits was super quick. You got nothing in quick hits. I like it. What can I say? I can say it's a glorious day. Looking forward to the slate. Had a good day yesterday. Looking to carry it on into today and carry it on into around the bases, or we'll take a couple games and break them down. Let's just jump into it there, Squirrel. What do you got here?
Sure. Start off, I guess, with just a model play of the Phillies and Marlins over 8.5. I was able to find it minus 115. It was up to 9. There's a bit of play in the line. I felt good about my 8.5. When I saw 9 across the board, you might be able to find 8.5 juice now, though, which is fine. So I do like the 8.5 number there, though. You get Cueto and you get Lorenzen off of a trade. So, by the way, what happened to Cueto and why did he just return, or was he injured, I guess, for a while, or I don't know exactly what happened to him. But it's not a name that I've seen a ton of. He really just kind of started pitching in July, it seems, by the game logs, but it's been very good.
Yeah, we know him. He's been with a bunch of teams. I think most notably he was with the Giants, I think, last season, if I recall correctly. I couldn't tell you if he was injured or maybe he's a piece of shit. Nobody wanted him, and now we just need a body in our rotation. I mean, he's not a guy that's. I mean, maybe he's off to a good start. He's not a guy that I would factor in any good start. He's just a guy. What is he even? He's gone against the Twins, who suck this year. Orioles decent. Rockies can't hit right-handers, and Tigers can't hit right-handers. Who gives a shit about his good start? He sucks. You like the over 8?
The
which likes the over 8 even more. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's stay with the same game for a second because I also had it in around the bases. I don't know if you were interested in picking a winner. This series has certainly been fascinating with all the late inning drama.
I am interested in picking a winner in this game.
I'm picking the Phillies. Who are you picking?
Well, I'm picking the Marlins.
All right, picking the Marlins. I want the better offense. I want the better starter. One of these guys was in an all-star game. One of these guys was on their couch watching the all-star games. I'll take the all-star pitcher. I'll take the better offense, the offense that has also seen Cueto, where the Marlins haven't seen Lorenzen. And then the bullpen, while it's maybe been late-inning drama, the bullpen's advantage for the Phillies is there on paper. Maybe it hasn't played out in the series, but it is still there on paper, even though it has kind of been a little back and forth in this series late in these games. So I'll take the better starter, take the better offense, I'll take the better bullpen. I will take the Phillies if I'm going to go ahead and pick this game. It's minus 122. I like it.
I'm going to keep my analysis of it until long shots because that was my long shot. So as
Perfect.
to not yeah.
All right, I'm going to hop into my other game here then where I'm going to take on the White Sox, take it on the Rangers, where we're getting Max Scherzer up against that guy who's Toussaint. I don't think we've quite been able to pronounce. There's a lot. T squared. We'll go with T squared. There's a lot here to like with the Rangers. Obviously, you're getting Max Scherzer. I mean, just go look at his game log. Sure, he's got some hiccups like everybody else, but we still know he can deal it. And this is a good spot for him to deal with it. And the reason this is a good spot for him to have a nice outing, nobody's worse right now than Chicago White Sox at hitting right-handers at 196. They're only slugging 302. Their weighted runs created is at 58. All these numbers are dead last in the major leagues at hitting right-hander. So that's why Scherzer, this is a spot where you can project him to be pretty good. We know the Rangers have the better bat. I mean, they're a top 10 offense in slugging, average, and weighted runs created. They're all in the top 10. Bullpen-wise, I'm fine. I'm ready to go in this game. Rangers win yesterday 11-1. 11-1 means you don't have to use any of your good bullpen arms. So I've got a rested bullpen. Aroldis Chapman is there, ready to close this game out. I'm getting the better offense versus a mightily struggling team there in the White Sox. I'm taking the Rangers on the run line at minus 125. Expect them to close this series out with Max Scherzer on the mound. So Rangers, run line, minus 125 for me.
Since we are just going around the bases, I'm doing this a little bit live. I'm looking into the Arizona Diamondbacks again, possibly after last night's plus 160 something we tried to take. Came out to a 2-0 lead and blew it in the back half of that game. It would appear that that's all they've been doing by the bullpen numbers, by the number one most allowed runs. I mean, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks, so that part of it sucks. However, the biggest struggling offense right now is the Giants. So it's a trade-off, right? I mean, do you want a better offense and a worse bullpen? So, I mean, you hopefully more reliably can get runs, or do you want the better bullpen and just hope to God that the Giants can get runs? I think I would probably back the Diamondbacks again today, even though it's not as plus money, and they're not at home. But I think I trust the offensive numbers of the Diamondbacks more than. It's just too frustrating to me to take a team that can't get runs, even if they're on base.
That series, was that another? Yeah, that was another under yesterday. I'm seeing a 4-2 Giants win. So it's been another low scoring game. I think the other one was 4-3. I think maybe the unders hit probably damn near in every game, I think. Okay. So you got Paft up against Alexander. Yeah. That means a bullpen day for the Giants, I'd assume. What we're projecting. So maybe you're going to get, an Alex Wood or Sean Manaea coming out for a few innings. Something along those lines. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Cool. All right, let's move it over now to Shut Up and Pitch. We'll give you guys some pitching props. I've got some queued up. Let me go first here, Squirrel. The first one I want to talk about here is J.P. Sears here at the Oakland Athletics. They're taking on the Dodgers today. I've got him targeted at under 16.5 outs. You saw yesterday what this Giants team did to another left-hander in Hogan Harris. Sent him packing in the third inning. They're going to do much of the same to J.P. Sears. We're hitting 308. We're slugging 538. Our weighted runs created is at 157. We're not striking out at 19.8%. We see the third most pitches per plate appearance in the MLB. All this just sets up for a really rough day for J.P. Sears. He may go 5 innings. They may, have to leave him out there to soak up some innings, but then that's about it. Dodgers is just really too good versus left-handers. Look for him to stay under 16.5 outs, minus 125. J.P. Sears of the Athletics. Which one for you now, Squirrel?
I didn't find really too much that I loved today. The only thing that caught my eye that I'm digging into right now, which is generally a good place to look, is anybody that's going against the Twins, which today would be Matthew Liberatore. However, I don't know.
He's awful.
Yeah, no, he is. He is. That's why I don't really love it. But it's just usually a good place to look. But yeah, I mean, his last start, Jesus, he made it 1 out. Got crushed for 4 runs and 5 hits.
Or you want to know another just like blind angle, you want to talk about Twins. I brought up Chirinos yesterday over 3.5 Ks there for the Braves against the Angels. The Angels strike out a ton. And, of course, he went over 3.5. So I don't know who the Angels are. That's right. It's Ohtani versus I know they're playing the Mariners. But anyways, whoever the hell that Mariners pitcher is, I mean, look for an over.
So. You know who's surprisingly a lot better in strikeout rates to me? I would generally think that the Royals would be a really high strikeout team. They're actually they've come down a lot, at least in recent form. They're only striking out like 19%, which is a hell of a lot better. So I came across whoever was pitching against them today, and I checked the strikeout rates, and I was quite surprised to see.
Well, where did you have that projection? Because that is the next guy here on my notes. Is I'm on Carrasco under 3.5 Ks at plus money. You mentioned it, 19% strikeout percentage. That's obviously really good. They're hitting 284 as well. They're slugging 450, and their weighted runs created is at 115. This is a great offense. There's a reason why the Royals have taken the first couple games in this series. They're the better team right now. Not striking out, hitting the ball. Bullpen's performing decently.
Right.
They're certainly a good play. They're no longer a dog entering this last game. Carrasco's absolutely terrible. He's coming off 2 straight outings in which he only went 2.1 innings pitched. In each of those outings, he's struggling. This Royals offense is too good. They're not striking out. Carrasco, under 3.5 Ks, plus money. Where is your projection?
Mine's on the over, but I don't know if something got screwed up or just it happens where basically your projections get too far off from the line, and like something's not quite right. And this is one of those cases. When I initially saw it, I was like, oh yeah, against the Royals it might make sense. And I went and looked at the current form of the Royals, and I was like, this is not not the team it once was at some point this season earlier on when that's all they were doing is striking out. They were terrible. I mean, it was like historically bad.
Teams ebb and flow. That's why you handicap on some short range, whatever that range is. If you're wondering, the hit rate is 6 of 15, by the way. 6 of 15 starts, he stayed under 3.5 Ks. Another one, or should we move on to long shots there, Squirrel?
I'm good for long shots.
Okay, you teased us on the Marlins. Let's see if you've got any other ones, and let's also hear why you like the Marlins.
Yeah. So I think you had said, I mean, your typical reasons of better bullpen, better offense, all of that. I don't see that, and then this is the thing about, I guess, the time frames in which we look at things, but I think I see the Marlins doing it slightly better than the Phillies in a lot of categories anyway. Maybe not particularly runs scored, but it does seem that they get on base a fairly decent amount, which would tell me that they just haven't been bringing the runs in that they've been putting out there. So they must be leaving a lot of people stranded. And I would hope that would turn around at some point. They do have very good batters, and they don't strike out a hell of a lot, right? So
their strikeout percentage is excellent. 18, got the number 18.2. Really good. Really good.
Right. And then in terms of, I'm blanking on who the hell the pitchers were today.
Lorenzen and Cueto.
Yes. So, yeah, we had talked about the few good starts that Cueto had, although they weren't against great teams. Again, I'm on the underdog. I'm on the over. I told you that I was on that over 8.5, but I did pair it with the Marlins. I think it's a very comparable game. It is very close in a lot of statistical categories, and what edges the Marlins do get, they are very minimal. But then you bring them at home, and there is something to be said for that home field advantage. So at plus 110 is what I grabbed. I paired it with the over. So I didn't really want to take massive stabs today at anything like the Cincinnati Reds, although there have been an ungodly amount of runs in this series. Right. Maybe that would be an okay spot, but then not really. Luke Weaver, don't want to back the Reds on Luke Weaver, really. So I don't know. I struggle a little bit for underdogs, but the Marlins seem to be the one that fit. And hey, the game's pretty much going down to even odds right now for the Marlins there.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. It'll be a close competitive game. Like you said, some of the stats are close. Weighted runs created is 88 against 84. I mean, there's some advantages, but yeah, they are there as well. The advantages really come into the bullpen there, and what I believe is in the starter. Because while you mentioned Cueto, maybe he's got some good numbers, a whip of .88. He's coming off, his last start was rough, and it was against the Tigers, like don't hit right-handers. So, all right, we'll see how that one plays out. Should be another tight, close, good game right there. I thought there was a really easy dog. I'm going to be kicking myself in the ass when this cashes and it's not added to my card. Pirates today take it on the Brewers. I'm getting the better batting average. I'm getting the better slugging percentage. I'm getting the better OPS. And I'm getting the better weighted runs created, all versus right-handed pitching. We move this on over to the bullpen where – let me re-find it here. There we go.
It's Mitch Keller.
I'm getting the better –
Mitch Keller.
This one here, I'm getting the better ERA, FIP, whip, and better opponent's batting average. So my bullpen, I do it all better. And not only do I do it better, you're talking about a top 5 bullpen here in the Pirates and how they're performing. 0.178 opponent's batting average. The FIP's at 3.99. Hell, the ERA's at 2.64. All those top 5 come out of the bullpen. So I'll take the better bullpen. I'll take the better offense. Now we got Mitch Keller against Adrian Hauser. I mean, Keller is significantly better than Adrian Hauser. So I think I get it all better. Not quite sure why this didn't make my card. To be quite honest, I already had 3 plays, and I've kind of talked about it on my daily show. Was stuck in a rut. I've maybe climbed up out of the rut doing 3 bets a day, so I'm going to keep it to 3 bets a day. Boy, if I was to add a 4th bet, it would be Pirates money line plus 115. There'd be no doubt about it. That's definitely the 4th best bet on the day. So Marlins and Pirates, 2 best dogs today. 5th inning keeps swinging. I was able to go 2 for 2 yesterday. MLB beat the streak. Yeah, who went closer to $5.6 million with me? Put your hands up and let me know who you're streaking with today. I'm going to use Cody Bellinger, who's 4 for 10 up against Luke Weaver. 2 singles, 2 home runs, 0 strikeouts. Josh Bell, newly acquired there for the Marlins. He's seen a lot of Lorenzen from their AL Central days. He's 9 for 26 against Lorenzen. 2 home runs, 2 Ks. And Tommy Edman, there are the Cardinals. He's 7 for 15 against Sonny Gray. 2 doubles, a home run. If you think this is a day, I'm going to throw in a little extra one here. If you think this is a day for Paul Goldschmidt, he's 1 for 20 against Sonny Gray. Like, some dudes just Can't hit a pitcher. 1 for 20 against Sonny Gray. Don't do anything with Paul Goldschmidt today. And then we got to talk about this last one here. We talked about it yesterday. Actually, we've talked about it 2 days in a row now. We got a loss and a hit. It's Shohei Ohtani to draw a walk. Yesterday was at minus 105. Call that even money, basically. And he drew a walk in the 8th inning. Today it's at plus money. I'm going to keep playing this, and I've been playing this now every day for what feels like a couple weeks. And we've been talking about it now on the show. Eventually it's going to work its way into the card. It's plus money today for Shohei to draw a walk at plus 105. Got to mention that at least again today. I mean, it's been good. So do it. All right, what do you got, Squirrel? WNBA, what are we looking here? You got NFL preseason angle. What do you got today? You on the under in the NFL game? You on the under?
No. I was going to talk about this Orioles versus Blue Jays because it's yet to come in one of our next 2 innings here that we're going to talk about. I do see a lot of hitter familiarity with the Orioles against Kevin Gausman. However, when you analyze it, there have been a lot of at-bats, a lot of plate appearances, not really that much damage. And I say that because not a single one of these guys that I'm seeing has a home run on Kevin Gausman. There have been a decent amount of hits, but there's been a decent amount of plate appearances as well, or at-bats, if you will. So, there's guys that are going to get hits off Kevin Gausman. I think he's still very much the better starter against Flaherty and that trade and everything too. So there's a tease for another inning. Beyond that, though, if you're at Wrigley Field, you got Luke Weaver, and I believe you mentioned the name Cody Bellinger. Might not be a bad idea to look for a home run. He's already got 2 off of him at 10 at-bats. 4 hits on 10 at-bats, and two of those 4 were home runs. You put him in Wrigley Field. Don't know if wind's going to be a big factor today for that game particularly. It's not something I've looked at quite yet, but if that is something you're looking for as a guy to get a home run, you want to put little bit of pizza money, as they call it, on that. Might not be the worst thing. One of those long shot deals, though.
I think the Cubs hit like 5 home runs yesterday. They scored 16 or 7. I mean, there's been an absurd amount of runs. They got 20 the other night, hit another half a dozen bombs in that game. The wind has been blowing out every day. Yeah, it's been a run-heavy series. I would expect that to continue today with Tyon and Weaver. Yeah, for sure. So, all right.
I wouldn't. Because that's my steal. It's under 10.5 in the Reds and Cubs today. The line is now 10. The line's 10. It's come down. I know that it's been just absolutely run heavy. There was 29 runs. It looked like a football score 2 nights ago, 20-9, right? Last night, tons of runs too. I don't even know what the ending score was, but I know it went heavily over. And today, finally, I'm going to hop in and I'm going to go under 10.5, beating the closing line currently by a half run. And I'm fine with that. I know it's ugly. I know Luke Weaver is not, what you want in there for an under. I understand all these things. It's just basically an ugly play.
You heard that? That just went by. It sounded like a freight train. You about to step in front of that mother. Sometimes you got to do that. All right, Squirrel, under 10. All right, for my 6th inning, I like to give out a NRFI of the day. And, man, I went over all these games. I couldn't find a NRFI worth a damn to even, throw out as a lean. I take this stuff seriously. If it doesn't make my card, I want the leans to be serious. I don't have a NRFI, fellas. I'm sitting here wearing my NRFI shirt. I tried like hell to find a NRFI. Couldn't get there. So I'm going to pass on the NRFI of the day. Can't do it. All right, but I do have a best bet. Let's hear Squirrels first. That's what we're doing.
Mine's going to be the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line today with Kevin Gausman going against Flaherty. Gets traded, and the last week of his life has been, as he to quote him, he said it's been a whirlwind. And I would imagine that would be leaving your teammates, getting traded to a new team and then having to make a start going against Kevin Gausman. That's not a good matchup, in terms of the numbers anyway. I mean, Kevin Gausman's got ridiculous numbers for the sample size of innings pitched. 127 innings, still holding a 1.1 WHIP and a 3 ERA. Doesn't even really stack up at all to Flaherty at 1.55 WHIP. And I think most things are pretty close in terms of offense, and really the Orioles actually probably have a better bullpen, slightly. But the starter advantage, I think, is too great. The home field advantage, I think, is too great for the Blue Jays today. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and roll with, even though it is a pretty whopping minus 160. It's not something I normally do to lay that much juice, but I do believe that today it's worth the shot.
Yeah, I think so too. They got the nice advantage. As Anthony said in our comment section, do got to give credit where credit is due. Flaherty did go 5 innings of shutout ball against these Blue Jays earlier this season. I don't think that's going to play again today, but you do have to mention it because it is worth mentioning it. But yeah, no, I agree with you, Squirrel. If I'm betting that game, I'm only interested in backing the Blue Jays, so I'm right there with you. I think there's another best bet out there today. Looking at this Reds-Cubs games, I know you're on the under, but I can't help but always go back to kind of what we're saying against the Cubs and when they're facing a right-hander. And I'm going to go right back to them today. They've got the number 1 average at 353. They've got the number 1 slugging at 661. They've got the number 1 weighted runs created at 188. And they're not striking out at 18.9%. They're going to make Luke Weaver work his ass off. Their OPS is number 1 at 1,078. This offense is humming right now. All the runs, all the home runs. Weaver's ERA is over 6. It's a terrible, terrible matchup for him against this Cubs offense. So I'm going to take their F5 team total. Yesterday we were on the Reds, came through in the second inning. Today we'll flip it over to the Cubs and do theirs, and I think you'll get a pretty similar cash. Too good of an offense against a struggling pitcher. I'm on that Cubs F5 team total. Love backing the best offense in majors and feel completely comfortable doing that. And we'll live with the result either way. I expect it to be a nice cash, though. Cubs F5 team total over 2.5 runs, minus 125. Let's get to a parlay today on this great Thursday afternoon. Let's cook up a 2-legger parlay there, Squirrel. What do you got cooked up for the people?
Well, if I'm going to pay the juice already, I'm going to take the Blue Jays, and I think the most no-brainer on the entire board is going to be this Scherzer Rangers deal. I just don't know if you really even need a freaking money line. It's like I don't know. I mean, against the Sox, who don't hit, they've been proving that night after night that they can't hit anything. You have Scherzer, you have the Rangers. I think it's great offense anyway. I might go freaking Blue Jays money line and a Rangers run line. I don't know if you need the money line. You can take the money line. You might be screwing yourself out of a little bit of money there, though. Let's see. What would that even bring you?
What's the odds on that sucker? What be the odds?
Oh, let's see. It's not wanting to give me the odds. I tried to say it in the book. What the hell?
Give me
Hello.
the odds.
Just bet it. Don't look at the odds.
Just bet it.
That's what the bookie's saying right now.
Right.
He's like, don't even consider.
All right, hit me with that 2-legger again.
Okay.
With the 2 legs. What is it again? You said Rangers money line.
Blue Jays money line, Rangers run line. That's what I want.
Oh, you're doing Rangers run line. You're coming along with me on the run line? Cool.
Yeah, I don't think you need a money line at a minus 310, do you? I mean, if they can't like.
No, they're gonna want this team. I mean, White Sox traded everything that was worth a damn on their team, pretty much.
Plus 167 is what I got. There you go. I had to open 3 different books to get the damn price, but that's what I got.
Okay, mine comes in at plus 125. Plus 125 for my parlay. Yankees F5 team total under 2.5. Yankees F5 team total under 2.5. There's 2 teams that are hitting below the Mendoza line versus right-handers. We, of course, know it's the White Sox because they're dead last. The Yankees are the other team below the Mendoza line. They're hitting 199 with a weighted runs created of 66, slugging a whopping 296. This offense is struggling. You've got Christian Javier, who's about a K per inning with a 233 opponent's batting average. Got plenty of more than nice starts in his repertoire. I like everything about it. Yankees F5 team total under 2.5. And then parlay that with Carrasco to not be the winning pitcher. Mets may win the game, but it ain't going to be on the back of Carrasco. He's going to struggle against this good Royals offense. So Carrasco winning pitcher, no. Yankees F5 team total under 2.5 comes in at plus 125. Lock it in. Throw these bets up on the screen. Let's hop on into our phone. Let's get some rapid fire going. Let's talk about every single game from a money line, run line, and over under. I was going to add that Pirates, to be honest, fellas. And then all my bets has happened to be at minus 125. Like, that's just what I paid. So I was like, all right, I'm going to, not a little superstitious, but just going to keep it to that. And But I would get on that Pirates. That's a good one. I would get on it. All right, I see a couple comments. Let's hit rapid fire, then we'll circle back to those couple comments. Phillies and Marlins over under of 8.5, minus 122 for the Phillies, Marlins 102. You're on the Marlins. I'm on the Phillies, but I can come along with you on the over. I do agree with you there. I'll come along with you on the over. White Sox and Rangers over under of 8.5, plus 240 for the White Sox. Rangers minus 298. I gave out the run line at minus 125. I obviously still like that.
Oh, you got a fantastic price then. I think it's 140.
Gotta get on Twitter, dog. I gotta get on Twitter, dog. I'm gonna take the over 8.5 too. That White Sox pin. I mean, they traded all the good arms. They traded Lopez. They traded Middleton to the Yankees. Lopez went somewhere. Like, all the good arms got traded, and then their closer got, I think, Tommy John to go with it. Comes back from cancer to get Tommy John. Like, all their good arms are gone. It's the over and the Rangers run line for sure.
Yeah, no question. You don't even have to think about it, really.
Okay. Mets and Royals, we got minus 102 for the Mets up against minus 118 for the Royals with an over-under of 9.5.
I think the Royals' money line's a pretty decent stab here.
Nothing with this Mets team can inspire confidence. Obviously, getting rid of their two big pitchers, they full-on waved the flag. Their play is nothing to get excited about. Yeah, it's Royals again. Pull off the sweep. Minus 118. Blue Jays and Orioles, over-under of 8, plus 142 for the Royals. Minus 170 now for the Blue Jays, so gone up a little bit since you gave that pick out. I told people earlier on my morning show they were liking the Orioles. I say if you like the Orioles, take the over. I think that's a little bit safer of a play. So I'll say the over again. But I really like Blue Jays. I'm with you. Blue Jays. It's going to be hard to overcome Gausman versus Flaherty.
No, it's my best bet. It should give them enough opening innings, unless they have that 7-3 ninth inning meltdown again.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, seriously, it should give them enough opening innings of I mean, there's not many starters that you're going to trust more than Gausman to keep the damage low or non-existent for you. Well, that offense is pretty damn scary with Vlad, and Kirk always gets a freaking hit. You got Bichette and Springer and all. Yeah, it's no.
All the boys.
Just take the Jays.
Diamondbacks and Giants over under of 8.5 plus 114 for the Diamondbacks. Giants minus 135. Been off on this series, to be quite honest.
Well, I was on the Diamondbacks yesterday. I had that 160. I was okay with their 2-0 lead there until they blew that. I don't know. I mean, again, it's those bets that I go into not really expecting to win anyway, and when they do, it adds up. But I think I would go back to it for the reason that I can reliably expect them to score runs, and I just will cross my fingers on that bullpen.
Mm-hmm. Hear that. I'll go plus 114 Diamondbacks and over. That was a tough one. I haven't had a good read on that series, apparently. That one's not played out based on the numbers, so that one's been tough. Astros and Yankees, over-under of 9, minus 112 for the Astros, minus 108 for the Yankees. Obviously, I'm not backing a team that hits 198 versus right-handers, so even though the Yankees have the number one bullpen, for much of the season it's been a top bullpen. If it becomes a bullpen game, I would certainly want to be holding on to a Yankees money line. Massive, massive bullpen advantages. I just don't know if it'll come down to a bullpen game with how in little that they hit. So I'll take the Astros at minus 112.
Would that lead you to an under?
Possibly? I don't know. Clark Schmidt is bad. There's a reason his outs prop is at 15. He ain't coming out for the 6th inning. He's going to get hit hard. Astros offense is like on the other side. When I looked up the Yankees, obviously, for that double play, here's the Astros. Yeah, we're hitting 266, slugging 453, 125 weighted runs created. They also don't strike out at 21.1%. Those are all top 7 numbers versus right-handers. It's Astros at minus 112.
Sure. I think Astros. There's some under 9s out there too. It might be a bit high for the bullpen thing then, but if I had a lean, then that's where I'd be.
Yankees picking up the win yesterday with Garrett Cole in the mound. Did he go over his 7.5 Ks?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too because I didn't actually.
Yeah, look that up. We obviously mentioned the result of bets we make. What about a lean? What did he go over? 7.5? Did he end with 7 or 8? Which way? Because we know it's on the hook. What did he get?
If it lost, it was just a lean. So it's our.
His loss is just a lean.
No, he
damn
did.
It.
He did. At 7 innings pitched, he got 8 strikeouts.
He
So
got
yes,
8, so it was
win
on
that.
the hook. This shit is always on the hook with these pitcher
Oh, I
props.
know it.
That Kikuchi under 6.5 Ks. I think he got 2. I kept looking at the game cast being like, oh, yeah. This is like one you like feel really good about. You're like wondering, like, is the phone updating? He's still at 2. Like, is this thing working? You know? No, he's just got his ass kicked in the strikeout department. All right. Pirates Brewers, 8.5 for a total, plus 110 for the Pirates. Brewers, minus 130. I wish I could add a fourth bet, but sticking in my lane here for a little bit. Pirates money line, easy.
Yeah, I like that one as well. With Mitch Killer.
Twins and Twins and Cardinals. Cardinals.
Start changing the team names. That's great.
Yeah, we've got a over/under of, let's see, 9, minus 125 for the Twins, plus 105 for the Cardinals.
I like the Twins. Liberace here is pretty bad.
You get Sonny Gray. Yeah. I'll take over 9.
Yeah, I'll take the Twins though. Even with their high strikeout rates, though, man, I don't. No,
Liberatore ain't striking out anybody. He ain't worth the shit. Reds and Cubs over under of 10, plus 136 for the Reds. Cubs minus 162. Cubs money line to get to 2 games back of first place Reds. The city will be hopping tonight if we get to be within 2 games. It's over 10. It's too much offense.
It's under 10.5, dude.
I'm on over 10 in the Cubs.
Very against the grain. Very against the grain. I understand. But it's
very
for me.
As Matt says in the comment section, we'll get to it here in a second. Reds have scored 5 or more runs in their 8 straight games at Wrigley. Yeah.
Nice.
Hard to winds apparently blowing out. Weather's been beautiful. Give me over 10 and Cubs money line. Mariners and Angels with an over-under of 8, plus 130, minus 155 for the Angels. Woo up against Ohtani. Woo! I will go.
I don't really want to pay 150 to be honest.
Under. And I am going to do it. I'll take Angels money line, minus 155.
Okay. I don't have any actual play in the game. I see an under 8.5 out here though.
Oh, perfect. Under 8.5. I like it.
Okay.
Athletics and Dodgers. We have an 8.5 as well. Athletics plus 235. Dodgers minus 290. This has got to be a rinse and repeat with another left-hander on the mound. Dodgers run line, minus 130.
I had said the last 2 days I wanted to try an under, and I don't remember what the score was last night. I think I probably went to bed before it even finished.
I think it was
10-1. 10-1.
Yeah, ain't no under hitting in that
Wonderful.
game. Ain't no under hitting in that game. All right, catch these comments. We've got Ed using Tucker McLean for his streak into $56 million, or $5.6 million. Good luck. What do we think about Ellie today? Thinks he hits it well. I think he had yesterday off because I saw Newman was batting leadoff. I'm pretty sure he got the day off.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe go
Eli
look at his...
De La Cruz guy?
Yeah, I just assume that's who he's talking about.
Gotcha.
Let's see what he does on an off day. See what he performs on an off day. How does he bounce back on an off day? Where is this guy? Here he is. Game log. Yesterday was the 2nd. Yep, he didn't play. When was the last time he had an off day? He didn't play the 27th. He got a hit on the 28th. He didn't play. Oh, that was the All-Star break. Yeah, go figure. Their best player is playing every day. Not many off days for Ellie De La Cruz. I don't know, man. I mean, the dude rakes. Nobody wants to get his ass on base because he steals second, steals third. I mean,
steals home plate.
I'm projecting runs. Squirrel would probably disagree. Obviously, he's on the under, so we probably disagree. But young, but arguably already their best player. And like Matt says, they're scoring a ton of runs. If this total hits, like Matt suggests, it has 8 games in a row. Ellie's probably going to certainly be a big part of that. So, yeah, hard not to like him. And then Anthony's, yeah, he likes the Orioles today, which I think if you like the Orioles, I think the safer play is to take the over. But I hear you, Anthony. I hear you, man. But I'm more in alignment with Squirrel on the Blue Jays money line and maybe the over. So that's all right. It's all good to be disagreeing on opinions. We want to wish everybody good luck on their bets today. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If you're interested in any Premier League soccer talk, right here on this YouTube channel at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be joined by Matt. We'll be previewing this upcoming Premier League season. Otherwise, of course, we've got Friday and the MLB, and we'll be joined again by the Hockey Squirrel previewing that MLB slate. Good luck. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch everybody back tomorrow.
See you later.